Alright, what's up? Welcome to my studio. I am ill.Gates, aka the Fat Conductor on the Ableton board, and to commemorate the launch of not only ill.Gates.com but my new online educational hub, the Ill Methodology, I am bringing you the final, most perfected, most complete, most perfect version of my internationally famous multi-thousand download DJ templates. This is Deejayus X Machina, the DJ in the machine. What? This template is designed to let you intuitively and easily, instinctually control audio with visual results for every tactile motion in front of a live audience, so that you can connect to your fans and really give them a story, give them a performance, give them something to tell their friends about, to spread your name. Boom, 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 boom. It's been tested by thousands of people. I use it all the time. Selector uses it all the time. DJ Vadim uses it all the time. This is the system. So to tell you a little bit about how it works, it would be necessary to tell you a bit about the philosophy behind it. As a DJ, you need to think about what in this unlimited sea of possible Ableton options are your primary objectives, and how can you accomplish them as quickly and as easily and as simply as possible, right? So that means you need to have one backpackable setup so that you're not, you're not stressed about catching connector flights, etc. Like having a huge live PA with all kinds of gear is great in your house, but when you're on the road, unless you got a tour bus, you need to have one backpack to rule them all and in the darkness bind them. So this setup is simple, simple, simple. One page on one MIDI controller. So you're not like, oh, I left a filter on page 4, I better turn that off quick because music sucks. Right? You're not going to be looking at your laptop, you're not going to be stressing out, you're not going to be thinking about what you're doing, you're just going to be rocking it on instinct, like a muscle memory. You just teach your hands how it works, and off you go. Right? So this template, the trigger finger, or whatever MIDI controller you use, could be an MPD, it could be an Akai, it could be anything else, as long as it has aftertouch. The MIDI controller is doing cue points in your tracks so that you can have real-time control over the arrangements, and then also your effects and tempo and whatnot, right? Now, if you want to have one MIDI controller to control everything that you need to do on instinct, you can't be wasting all of your knobs and faders on things like volume and EQ and crossfader when there's a perfectly good DJ mixer at every gig you're ever going to play that will do all that stuff better and faster than Ableton. So this controller is designed to run 2 stereo pairs into a DJ mixer and to do all of the cue points and effects on whatever MIDI controller you have. And it's designed to be as simple and fast and easy and instinctual as possible. And I think I've really nailed it. I've been racking my brains for days and days and weeks, programming this thing for years with all but thousands of people. This is the template. Deejayus X Machina. Alright, so without further ado, let's see what's under the hood. So, the trigger finger I use for mixing, effects, and cue points, and tempo. Tempo is here on the first fader. I often take the little fader tip off because then you can feel by touch when you have the tempo. It's important not to mess that up. And then here I have standard kind of mixing effects that just help you mix. First there's a low pass and a high pass, and then on each side there's a multi-effect selector. And that multi-effect selector is here, and when you scroll through with one knob, you pick your effect, and when you scroll through with the other knob, you tweak the effect. And this chain selector is kind of like on a Pioneer DJM, where it picks the effect. So let's see how it sounds. First, there's this standard loop effect. Right? After that, there's a redux effect on the second position. The third one is a melter. The fourth one is a gate, a transform. And then the last one creates a fake side chaining effect by pumping the volume, kind of the opposite of a kick drum. Doesn't sound like much when the track is playing on its own, but in the mix, it really solves a lot of problems and can be a very good tool. Okay, so then in addition to those mixing effects, there are cue points here on the left and right side of the trigger finger. 1, 2, 3, 4. Usually have your intro and outro here. You label them, as you can see I have, where it just basically tells you once and for all where you are in the track. Load those on and you can be focused on mixing and not on your computer. So you memorize the tracks, load them in, sort them, artist name, track name, cue points, etc., etc. Drag them in, and there you have your cue points, right? Fairly straightforward. Then my favorite part of this whole template is these punch-in effects I've made. It's a real problem to get effects to be momentary, in that when you put your finger down on the note, boom, effect on, let it up, effect off, on, off, not 2 taps, which is how it normally is. On, off. That's not like playing something. It's like turning a switch, right? So I figured out a way around that, programmed all these weird racks that you can see on the automation channels, and there's all kinds of crazy dummy clips, but it works. And you now have punch-in effects on any MIDI controller. So the first one is a punch-in reverse. Check it out. The second one down is a delay send, also a lot of fun, feedback controlled here. Right? Turn the feedback down, delay stops. Also very useful. The next one down is my favorite one, and it's a transform where you can tap out a rhythm on the key and it mutes it whenever your finger's up. To stop it, you touch another pad. So check it out. Lots of potential there. The last one down is a beat repeat. This is a pretty classic Ableton effect, but I've developed an interface that allows you to punch it in and out a bit more and get some more unique sounds out of it. So beat repeat is going to slice up whatever the last beat that happened was in what's called a buffer and alter the buffer in various ways. Straight cut is at the bottom. It sounds almost like a hip-hop DJ doing doubles. Check it out. Pretty straightforward. The fun part is when you use fader 4 to control the grid, and you can punch it in and get different rhythms. A lot of potential there too. So between these 4 punch-in effects, you can really chop a track up, flipping it backwards, mangling it, cutting it up, repeating it, muting it, gating it, delays. You can go to town. And then the last thing is fader 3, which is a big, long, slow, lazy reverse on both sides. And it sounds like this. Really good for coming into the end of a phrase, right? So I really think that's a lot of action for a trigger finger, for one page on a trigger finger. You can memorize that very easily. Just mix with the DJ mixer, cue points, effects, tempo, punch-ins, everything is here. It's really a lot of fun. I've used it for years, so have a lot of other people, and I know it's going to serve you well. All right, lots of love. I'm ill.Gates. Thanks for watching. Peace.